Good morning. Thanks for joining us today. This is our August webinar, and today Mohammed Ali, who is our regional sales manager for the APAC region, he'll be taking us through SeaMail, which is the new email solution from GT Maritime. Okay, it's 9:30 here in the UK, and I can see everybody's joining at the moment, so we'll just give it a minute to allow people to join the call. Don't forget that all of these webinars will go up onto our partner portal, which you can go to at partners.gtmaritime.com. You log in and there's lots of resources there, including a knowledge database that our support team and technical staff are constantly adding to help give you the answers that you need for our products. Also, you can find helpful videos like these WebExes, along with any tips or training videos to try to help you. Okay, great. So I can see everybody is starting to join the call. We've got Mo here dialed in as well, and he'll be presenting from Tokyo. So, okay, without further ado, over to you, Mo.
Okay, good. Looks like everyone is dialed in, so let's make a start. Hello and welcome to our August webinar. In this month's presentation, I will be unveiling GT Maritime's latest product for the smaller vessel market. I'm Mohammed Ali, the Regional Sales Manager for the Asia Pacific region, and later in the webinar I'll be joined by my colleague Rob Preston in the UK. We work at GT Maritime, who have been providing specialist maritime software solutions now for 20 years and are proud of the reputation we've built since 1998. Driven initially by the success of our first email solution, we're here today to unveil our all-new and simple, cost-effective email solution for small vessels. This webinar will be focusing on what the new product is, along with its benefits and the markets it's aimed at. We here at GT Maritime have made a name for ourselves over the last 2 decades as the expert in providing communication solutions and services to the maritime industry. I'm very pleased to announce that we're bringing our service and solutions to a new segment of the maritime market by launching SeaMail, a new and intuitive, cost-effective email solution that is specifically optimized for smaller vessels such as barges, fishing vessels, inland cruises, and leisure craft. With SeaMail, small vessels can communicate easily with the shore whilst reducing their costly satellite bandwidth usage, saving up to 80% on their satellite airtime. I'll be going over the benefits shortly, but keep in mind that this product provides simple email management, shoreside management of emails, and a simple installation procedure. As SeaMail has been specifically designed for maritime industry use, it also resumes data transfer from the point of interruption if there's a break in communications, thus by saving further data bandwidth. So, why SeaMail? The large commercial market has been keen to adopt and implement new technologies to create efficiency with advanced technology. Smaller vessels have been left behind a little, and they still lack an easy-to-use and enhanced method of written communication. This is where SeaMail comes in. It's been specifically optimized for smaller vessels, such as barges, fishing vessels, inland cruises, and even leisure craft. For example, there are over 500,000 fishing vessels out there that can now connect using a simple managed service. What we found is that a lot of resellers, specifically ones that deal with a number of fishing companies, fed back that their users couldn't afford the premium software already available on the market, and that it was too complex for what they required. These vessels therefore adopted freely available services that are designed for shoreside modern communication speeds and data capacities. And with that comes many support problems, which are all relayed to their telecom supplier usually. Not only is SeaMail easy to use for the captain of the fishing vessel, but the telecom supplier can now help to manage his communication needs more effectively, therefore providing an improved level of support. And not only do we support the type of vessels just mentioned, but in October we'll be sponsoring a solo rower who plans to cross the Atlantic to raise critical funds for young people facing mental and physical trauma. The whole way through her journey, Kelda will be using SeaMail to keep in touch with her family and followers on shore to make sure she's safe and always in touch. Rowing solo across the Atlantic is no simple feat, so reliable and easy-to-use communications become even more essential. Emails are no longer only accessed via a desktop computer, as you can imagine, especially in Kelda's situation, so the innovative SeaMail is designed to be wholly accessible on tablets and mobile devices, allowing crew to access business emails and personal emails when and where required. So we've discussed the type of vessels SeaMail will best cater for. As a general rule of thumb, this service is best suited for vessels under 500 tons and fitted with low bandwidth connections. A 250 megabyte plan, fleet broadband and less would be the kind of thing we'd see on these vessels. And by using SeaMail, it would help to reduce their costly satellite bandwidth usage, saving up to 80% on their satellite airtime. SeaMail is also compatible with all satellite communications, not just the ones mentioned, but include VSAT, Inmarsat, Iridium, Thuraya, GSM, and local Wi-Fi. Its ability to operate independently of airtime providers allows the customers to use SeaMail with their choice of maritime airtime provider. And here are some of the benefits of this new solution. A single email address for each vessel. Simple management for the crew to read, forward, reply with attachments and for filing. Shoreside management has been simplified as well. And of course, it's a very robust product. And as you'd expect from a GT Maritime solution, it has been optimized to use multiple connections. It's also designed and optimized for use over satellite. It works offline, is extremely safe, encrypted and secure, providing maximum efficiency with automatic compression and duplex transmission, and is simple to install. I will now hand over to Rob in the UK to demonstrate this service. We currently have our resellers in Greece, France and Singapore conducting live beta tests as we speak. So the reactions we've received so far have been very positive. So we're excited to release this to the wider market next month. Over to you, Rob.
Thanks, Mohammed. Hello and welcome everybody. Today I'll be providing a demonstration of SeaMail, our all-new maritime optimised store and forward mail system. Designed for simplicity, throughout this demonstration I will show you exactly how simple the install can be and what to expect from the solution. So without further ado, let's just get started with the installation. So to install SeaMail, we simply click on the installation file. The wizard will now appear on screen. Like any software installation, we basically follow the wizard. We simply select all the default options available for us, so first of all, click Next. Accept the end user license agreement and click Next. Click Next again and then click Install. If prompted by Windows for the user account control, just simply click on Yes. The installation will now begin. Simply sit back and wait for the process to finish. Usually this is the perfect time to grab a cup of coffee. It will only take a couple more moments and it will be complete. Once the installation is completed, simply click on Finish. What will happen now is a web page will appear and it will begin the configuration process of SeaMail. So this is where we would enter our account details and configure the system customized per the user. So we've designed a very simple 3-step process for this. First of all, we need to enter our account details. So we would take the account details provided by GT Maritime and enter them here. So enter the account name, we'll then enter the account ID. We'll take our password and enter this on the form provided, and then the license key. Once we've ensured we've entered all these details correctly, we click on Next. We're then prompted for our email account details. So we will enter our email address provided, and then we will enter a password. So this password we can create whichever password we want for the account. Click on Next, and we are prompted for the connection type. So by default it will select the internet connection. However, we also support multiple other different connections. So we can support the fleet broadbands, the iSat phone, serial comms with the Iridium. Any of the different connection types on the market we'll be able to support. So for this example, I will leave it selected as internet, and I will select the system to check every 10 minutes for my emails. I can also change the period on here for whichever time scale I would like. But for this example, I will leave it for every 10 minutes. And then we click on Finish. And that's pretty much it. That is the install completed and fully configured. So we've designed SeaMail for one email address for the smaller vessel. So unlike larger vessels where they need multiple email addresses for multiple users on board, smaller vessels typically only need one email address. So that's what we've designed this for. So with that, we don't have any complex configurations to configure. So we don't have to create mailboxes for each of the users. This is it. There is no complex configuration needed for your mail client because we offer this inbuilt webmail. So this webmail I'm about to show you now, GT Maritime have designed this ourselves. Our development team here have coded this from scratch. So let's show you what it's like to let's show you what the webmail looks like. So first of all, let's enter our email address and our password we entered earlier and click sign in. So this webmail is very simple. Everything is controlled from here, and on the left hand side here we have the mailbox. So you have your inbox, you have your sent items, you have your draft folder and your trash. So you can navigate to the various different folders. So to create a new message, we simply click on New Message in the top of the page. We'll get a HTML email editor. So I'll send an example here. We can select attachments for this. So we can select attachments, we can change the font type, we can make it bold, change the different type of font for the emails. We can even, if we want to, add a little bit of colour for this. Once we are happy with our email, we can simply click on send. And that email will now be sent. We can see when the email is ready to be sent from the queue in the top right hand corner here. And when the system has made its connection with the satellite, this will now disappear. So we can either wait every 10 minutes for the connection to occur automatically, or we can simply click on Make Call and force a connection with the satellite. So now I've clicked Make Call. We can see the data connection is currently active, and in a moment's time we will see this process complete and the queue will be back to 0. In the bottom left hand corner of the screen you can see when your last connection was and when your next connection is scheduled for. So you can monitor the status of this. So you may think, Why do we need to make a call, or why is there a data connection? Well, SeaMail is actually designed as an offline mail system. So it's an offline mail server that is locally on the vessel, and we have a shoreside server which holds the emails. And when the vessel connects through its satellite connection, this connects to our shoreside server to send and receive its emails, and that is then distributed to the end recipient. So when the vessels are offline and there is no satellite connection, they can actually continue to send their emails from their webmail, and they are just basically queued locally. Once the satellite connection is available, the connection will automatically be established through the system. So when we are actually making the call, we do have multiple different systems behind this. So first of all, the point of interruption. So when we make a connection, we have what is called point of interruption restart. So if the satellite connection was to fail midway through transfer, which we see this happen quite regularly with the volatile satellite connections, there may be a blockage to the line of sight and your connections drop. What you do not want is to have to send the same data you've already partially transmitted again. So what the system does is, with its point of interruption restart, is any data you have previously sent, it will pause at that moment in time and it will pick up where it left off when the connection resumes. The connections are also full duplex, meaning it sends and receives at the same time. There's also compression available as well. So when the emails are sent, we compress the emails, and depending on the amount of email sent and the type of content, you can significantly reduce these, and we have actually seen up to 90% compression ratio. But this also always depends on the type of message and the type of data being transferred. So we can see here on screen on the inbox there's actually one message queued for us. So earlier I had sent a test message inbound to the system. So we can see here my test message, and this is how we basically read the inbox. If I select the message, we can see on screen here my first test message being received. Within the system, we can create contacts. So on the left hand side, if we click on contacts, we can click on new contact, and we can populate our address book. So I can here just enter our support email address for a contact. I can enter my personal email address here as well. And we can populate this contact address book. So when we create a new message, if I go to create a new message again, and I click on the address book icon next to the to field, I can actually select my addresses. And it'll be automatically populated. Send another message, and we will see this queued in a moment. From the settings, we click on the settings button. Very simple indeed for the users. You literally just have the option to change your connection type. So you can add different satellite connections. There is nothing complex about this for the users. It is designed for simplicity. Now, this webmail is fully responsive for mobile devices. We have this icon here. We can expand and contract the side menu. It's mobile responsive, so if we make it smaller, we can see it's responsive to a mobile device. Make it larger for tablets or for desktop or laptop systems. We can have the full screen view of this. So I mentioned smartphone and tablet a moment ago. You can actually access this from the network on any smart device. So you're connected to the vessel's Wi-Fi, you can access from your tablet device to send and receive your emails. So that concludes my demonstration this morning. Thank you for for being patient listening to this, and I'll hand you back over to Mohammed.
Thanks, Rob. That was great. So now that we've spoken about the benefits to the end users and you've seen how the product works, let's talk about some of the advantages for resellers that supply SeaMail also. Our partners can now provide the same high quality service to all their customers, not just the larger, more commercial ones. Airtime providers can now deliver an even better level of support and service to their small vessel owner by offering a simple, managed email solution with their airtime. This gives users just one place to call for all their satellite communication needs, while supplying the airtime provider with the latest tools to support them. This should not only reduce the cost of the airtime, but will also save hours of support costs. With less intervention from the crew, less can go wrong, and so they can focus on getting their messages across securely and being safe in the knowledge that there's less chance of anything going wrong. By offering one total solution, the value that the reseller is offering becomes much greater and therefore becomes a better supplier and partner of choice. Finally, centrally managing the system means that there's no remote configuration necessary. Well, that concludes this short presentation. Thanks for joining us today. I hope you have found the session to be interesting and informative. If you do have any further questions, please let us know. I'll be at the Digital Ship CIO event in Tokyo tomorrow, Wednesday, 29th of August. So if you are also attending, please come by and visit our exhibit. Across the globe, the GT team will be attending SMM Hamburg next week. So again, let us know if you're attending and we will look forward to welcoming you. Thanks again for your time and happy sailing.
Okay, brilliant. Thanks, Mo. That's a really good intro to SeaMail. And again, officially this launches next week on the 3rd of September, and we'll be doing that during the SMM show. But everyone that's listened to this WebEx today has had a bit of a sneak peek. Along with our other videos, this one will also be uploaded onto our partners portal, which again is partners.gtmaritime.com. It's a great resource and has a lot of answers on there and helpful tips and tricks. So it's definitely worth checking out if you get time. We'll be on this call for the next few minutes, so if you want to have any immediate questions answered, simply type them into the right hand side and we will make sure that we're on hand to answer any questions that you do have. In the meantime, if you want to get in touch with us via email, feel free to drop us an email at sales@gtmaritime.com and we can take your query from there. Okay guys, well, like I say, we'll be here for a few more minutes, but in the meantime, have a great day and I wish you all the best.